All right. Well, for the Cinephellas, I'm Niall Fortner. I'm joined by Kevin Muller. And Kevin, did Netflix clickbait us with a new movie?
All right, here we go. So he's all that. So the original in 1999 came out, and for any film fan, now you probably know this too, but that 1999 was a great year in film. You had The Matrix, you had Fight Club. What else do we have? Solo
Wild Wild
came out.
West?
Yeah, Wild Wild West. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
classic, man. And within all that madness came like a little movie called She's All That. I think I liked it. I think you liked it too.
I did.
Yeah, it was charming. It was very, very charming, and it kickstarted a lot of careers of Paul Walker, Freddie Prinze Jr., Anna Paquin, Gabrielle Union, Eldon Henson, and most importantly, Rachel Lee Cook and Matt Lillard, who actually are in this movie. But they are playing different characters. I did not know that until after the movie ended that this was not connected to the first one. I thought that was Laney Boggs, but obviously it wasn't because it wasn't the same name. So in this sequel, it's the same writer. I think his name is R. Lee Fleming, but it's Mark Waters, who everyone should know, directed the 2004 smash Mean Girls. This movie made me feel old. It made me feel really old. It's so different how high school is. Like I know you're younger than me. Was this kind of like what high school was for you?
No, because I'm old too.
Yeah.
But the
Okay.
thing
So we're
is,
both on the same page.
yeah,
Yeah. The plot is just like the 1999 version, but the sexes are basically role reversed. You have uh, Patrick Sawyer, who's played by Addison Rae, who is an Instagram person, like an influencer, who's an actress too. She plays what was the Freddie Prinze Jr. and Tanner Buchanan, who everyone knows from Cobra Kai, who plays Robbie. He plays the Rachel Lee Cook role, and just like Rachel Lee Cook, he's not a bad looking guy. It's not convincing. He just doesn't have style. His style is a beanie and a flannel. And it's just basically this. I kind of liked the social media influence in the movie. It was a little much at times, but I liked how it added a little more stakes to her story because she was working for that company. In the movie, if for you guys who have not seen it, in the movie she works for a makeup company, and she remade this dude in the movie who is like a internet sensation, who is a one-hit wonder. It seems it's like he always got one song.
yeah.
And he cheats on her just like Jodie Lynn O'Keefe did with Freddie Prinze Jr. back in 1999. And then her friends say, okay, if you're so good at makeup, pick any guy in the school and remake him to become the prom king, just like they did in the 1999 version. But also, this is where it was a little better because she's doing it also so she can get her sponsorship back, so she can get back to making money. Because that's another thing I liked. I liked that they made her poor. She kind of hid that from her friends.
Mhm.
I think that was a little more depth, but yeah, that's basically the plot summary. What did you think?
Well, truthfully, it's very parallel to the original in almost every way. Even the red dress that Rachel Lee Cook gives to her daughter, I'm like, she had a red dress in the original. Matthew Lillard, I don't want to spoil the movie, he dances at the end. So
Yes.
it's almost copy and paste. And I see this as a sequel. But one thing I'm kind of curious about, Kevin, is this like, I don't know who they made this for. Did they make it for the old heads like us or the kids? Because I don't know who they're trying to reach.
I kind of think they made it for both of us because they made it for the old people because Rachel Lee Cook is in there. And let me tell you something, guys. Rachel Lee Cook still looks good, and there are certain
Yeah.
shots. Did you see this? That like when they're at the prom and she's a chaperone at the prom, like
Yeah.
she looks like a teenager still. Like if
It
I was
looks
walking
exactly
past
the same.
and I saw her with a bunch of girls, and I just fans glanced. I'm like, oh, like that's a 17-year-old girl. She looks great for her age.
No, really, if it were a real high school, and you work in high school, if she were to show up, the students would be like, you're all right, but bring your mama over here.
Yep, exactly. And Matt Lillard plays the principal. I thought he was pretty good. I liked
No,
him.
I thought he was actually one of the
Yeah,
better parts of the movie, honestly.
yeah,
Rachel Lee Cook is hardly in the movie, honestly.
yeah. And she's more of the heartfelt. She gives like the lessons of love and what to do with the goodness of the movie. It was cheesy. It was but it's a Netflix movie, and it's a movie that took 22 years to make. I can't believe it. 1999 to 2021. Like I remember seeing this movie back in the theaters, and I thought it was great. I did not think that the supporting cast was as good. As I said in the beginning of this video, there's a lot of people. Paul Walker, Freddie, all these people went on to have careers. Yeah, go ahead.
Clea Duvall was in it, the chick from The Faculty. She was the goth chick, remember?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes,
And
yes.
she went on to do The Faculty, yeah.
Yes, and she was in what else? Was she in Orange is the New Black?
I think,
Yeah,
yeah. Mhm.
yeah. She was. Yeah, there's a lot of people in the old one, and I think that's one thing I really liked about the old one is the supporting cast was just as good as the two main leads, but that's not. The supporting cast in this one is like really forgettable, but there, as you said, there are some like really cool callbacks. They do a dance again. I thought the dance was pretty. I think it was too try hard this time. I don't know how you felt about it at the end.
I kind of liked it. I gotta disagree with that. I thought it was fun. Matthew Lillard, I love that guy.
Oh, I'm not talking about that dance. I'm talking about the dance the kids do at the prom.
Oh yeah, the TikTok looking dance.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And just going back to what you said, where you're like, this is perfect for Netflix. Not to disagree or anything, I do think Netflix is a good home for it. But to me, the first thing I thought of was Freeform, like the Freeform channel.
Oh,
Or
what made you think that?
just the way it was shot, it was way too glossy. Or what's the other one? ABC Family or something like that.
Yeah.
It had more of that look than a Netflix movie.
Yeah. They Logan basically had me review this movie. It was a Cinderella story, and it took place on a ranch. I forgot Starstruck. And the cinematography, the way you're describing it in this movie, yes, you're right. It did make it seem like it's a Hallmark movie or an ABC film. It's just everything was too light. Everything was too pretty and clean and perfect. I do like Tanner Buchanan, man. I like that guy. Like I like him in Cobra Kai, and I thought he was pretty good here. In like
I thought he was fine.
Yeah.
One thing, how do you feel about Addison Rae? Because I didn't know who she was until
I know I didn't know she was either. I just knew before watching this movie that they had an Instagram influencer, and now that's just gonna skyrocket in Instagram influencers because like, oh, if she did it, she can get into a Hollywood movie. I can do it.
She apparently signed a multi-deal with Netflix because of this movie. Yeah.
Really? She was okay. She was kind of flat at times.
Yeah, in the beginning I thought she was really flat, and I'm like, I think Haley Steinfeld could have been better in this movie.
You reminded me, yes, that's who. She reminded me of Haley Steinfeld. Yes, I couldn't think of that. Of who she reminded me of. I thought the screenwriter did a good job of basically updating it to the future time of 2001 as opposed to 1999 because it's a very different time.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people who were saying like, I don't like all the TikTok and social media references and the young people references. I don't really know any anymore. But I'm like, with the original, they referenced the real world and MTV. Yep. So it's kind of the same thing, just years later,
I work in a high school and kids are obsessed with TikTok, and kids basically make TikToks in the middle of my class, and I basically have to tell them all the time, like, stop making TikToks and do your damn work. And they're like, oh, I don't have to study hard. I'm going to be Instagram famous. I'm like, okay. Good luck.
Yeah, I can never be a teacher. Remember that Sam Jackson movie 187?
Yes, that would be you.
That would be me.
Yeah, but I don't like TikTok. I think Instagramming, to the point of annoyance is like what you do with it is cool because you're promoting what you do. Like you're a journalist and you basically promote yourself. That's fine. But like I've seen videos of like girls basically TikToking, just standing there and smiling and like moving back and forth, and that's a video. I'm like, what are you doing there?
Or that stupid slap a teacher challenge.
Yes, like I think that has not happened to me. Thank God. I know a couple of students who want to do that to me, but hopefully they don't follow through.
All right, Addison Rae will show up any day now and do the challenge.
But even though I don't necessarily like the world, it exists, and I thought this movie portrayed it pretty well. How social media is just like an obsession, and everything is about hits. Specifically, that one scene where I forgot the guy's name, the one that used to date Addison Rae's character in the movie, whatever his name was, the cocky dude who became famous.
Yeah.
And he was like, he was sitting around with his friends. He's like, oh, I miss her. Did I make a mistake dumping her? And he gets really upset. And he looks like he's going to start crying. He looks up. He's like, why isn't anyone recording this?
Yeah.
There will always be recording. I thought that was like a nice little touch because That's what douchebags do who are TikTokers.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then he's like, "Oh, she left me for a basketball player. That's still pretty cool, though."
yeah.
I thought that was a cool line. And I sent you the Gwyneth Paltrow text because I thought that was a funny line where he's like, "Oh, I'm from the streets. I'm from the streets, West Side or whatever." And then she's like, "Dude, you live on the same block as Gwyneth Paltrow." I actually did laugh at that line.
Yes, that was funny. Mark Waters, it's just crazy. Like, I'm not putting him down, but it's just crazy. He was one time one of the biggest directors. He did Mean Girls, the movie with Matthew McConaughey, the Girlfriend's Past.
The Ghost of Girlfriend's Past, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought he did okay with this movie. Like, it didn't have like the wits of Mean Girls, but that's Tina Fey's script.
Mm-hmm.
The script in this one is nowhere near as witty or good as Tina Fey's Mean Girls. Like, it's not even on the same planet.
Yeah. And just going back to what I kind of said earlier, Halloween Kills came out today, which I like that movie. The ending I have some issues with, but is it kind of bad if I like this just a little bit more or on the same level? He's All That. Because
I don't know.
As you drink your Pennywise coffee or whatever.
Yeah, going with the theme of Halloween. I'll have this again on Sunday's podcast.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of like them equally the same, but I'm like, I kind of want to go with He's All That, to be honest.
Yeah, and there was a real nice throwback that Rachel Lee Cook does when the remix version of the famous song "Kiss Me" comes on at the end. It's more
Right.
electronic and dancing, and she acknowledged, she's like, "Oh my god, there's something about the song I like," and she just danced. I thought that was funny. It was like a little nice throwback.
Yeah, for the people who saw
for the old people like myself. Yeah. But overall, it's something that, hey, if you're one of our watchers and you're a 13-year-old to adolescent girl, get some pizzas, get a soda. This is a perfect movie to watch with your friends on a Friday night.
Yeah, exactly. And how did you feel about the Kardashian being in it?
Shoot, see that's a wooden performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually
Which one was that?
It's not Courtney, is it? I don't watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians
either, but they all look the same too. So it's definitely not Kim. So it's probably Chloe then.
I'm talking like I know the Kardashians. I don't know.
I don't know. Like,
I didn't recognize her. I didn't recognize her without a black man beside her. So, which I will apply for.
Yes. Hey, yeah, I'm not. I don't like the Kardashians, but I'm not saying like if they came to my door or knocked, I wouldn't let them in.
Yeah, that was a bad performance, and
guys who are watching this, like, the performance is really not that deep. She's basically her talking on the phone to Addison Rae's character, and it's just, she's supposed to be a bitchy, like, executive type girl, and she can't even do that. It's just, it was not a good performance. But it's a way to pull in kids. It's a way, like, oh my god, the Kardashians are in it.
Yeah, and also that pool party that came after that. They did a pool party in the original too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't want to say remake, but it's like they're very parallel.
It followed the same beats. Netflix probably threw a bunch of money at the screenwriter saying, like, just make the same movie, just change it up, make it a little more modern, but don't really change it that much. Hey, you can even throw Rachel Lee Cook and Lillard in here, different parts, but it's for their parents who are watching this with them.
Yeah, and just I like the references. I really like the social media references, but at times I felt like it was just a bit too much. Like with I don't like seeing text on movie screens. Yes. I don't know why it's a little pet peeve of mine, but there were too many, and that's kind of like, I feel like Netflix is like, you got to prove to the kids you're young, fresh, and hip and lit. So,
yes.
Like, you don't need to do all of that.
Yeah.
But when she went live on Instagram, if you pause and you read some of her comments, she gets troll comments that are pretty funny.
Yeah, because they call her, I'll say the name of the character, which she gets called Bubble Girl.
Right.
They worry for reviewers who are basically interested in this movie. But, as Niall just said, the comments are pretty funny. Did you pause it or did you?
No, I actually paused it because I was like.
I didn't pause. I just saw a couple go by. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. But I paused it at a point because I'm a troll like that, I guess. I just wanted to read it.
I want to know what intern at that studio basically had the opportunity to write all those things and come up with all those texts.
Yeah, I saw something where I think they said it was like I don't know, but like maybe the catering people, but they were using real names of people who were on the set.
Okay.
So, which doesn't surprise me. They've done stuff like that before.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, I like how he has Tanner Buchanan has to do karate, and this kid actually looks like he is he a karate dude in real life?
I'm not sure. I just thought it was just Cobra Kai.
Yeah, because he basically, those moves he was doing at the pool party, like those all seemed legit, and it was him because you had front shots of him doing it.
Exactly. But one thing I'm curious too, do you think this is going to have the following of She's All That? Like, do you think it's going to be remembered 5-10 years from now? No.
No way. No way. Even if I was talking to my buddy at work, even if this COVID stuff wasn't happening, like I don't think this movie, because like I was thinking maybe this movie would have got a theater release if COVID wasn't happening. Do you think so?
Oh no.
No? Okay. Yeah, I don't think even would have gotten a theater release. It's just like crazy. Like these movies don't like come out anymore. Like you don't have a lot of teenage movies coming out in the theaters anymore.
Well, what was the last one?
Yeah, like remember in '99, like you had a slew of these things coming out. Like 10 Things I Hate About You.
10 Things I Hate About You. Yeah.
A bunch of ones that were different, basically modern versions for the time of like Shakespeare plays and other plays.
Mm-hmm.
And it's where all these movie stars got their start.
It had like a transition to like that to like the early 2000s with like maybe like a I don't know like a Superbad or something or Project X, and then they kind of just went away.
Yeah, Superbad I think was like the peak of it.
You're right, because there was stuff before that too.
Yeah. It started fizzing out after Superbad, and I think Project X was actually kind of like the last one that was kind of big like that.
Mm-hmm. But what would you rate He's All That?
I would let it slide by with a 3 out of 5 hair pieces.
All right, well, I'm gonna give it 3.5 out of 5 hamburger hair pieces.
Oh wow, you went 3.5.
No, I actually kind of liked it a lot. just regular hair pieces. But I'm gonna give it a 3.5 because I actually towards the beginning I'm like, Addison Rae, you kind of need some work. But I actually thought the chemistry between them was actually fine.
Yes, they were good. They were good together.
Yeah.
And I liked how he called her out on her like obsession with photographing everything.
Exactly. And with Halloween Kills, I'm gonna give my rating now a 3 out of 5.
You did like this movie better than Halloween Kills. That's not good, man. Because you're not the only one who told me this. You're not the only one who's told me this. Like I was reading a bunch of stuff online, and they're not happy with it.
Just the ending. If they were to fix the ending, I'd be like, oh yeah, this is way better. But He's All That, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I actually kind of like it a lot. Just nitpicking. I kind of wish it were Haley Steinfeld at some parts. The movie was too glossy, and I kind of want Rachel Lee Cook to just have a little bit more. It's not enough for her to just iron a shirt and say some words of wisdom while drinking coffee.
Yep.
Yeah. I would love to see her come back full time.
Yeah, I don't even know the last thing she was in.
No, really, like I couldn't tell you. That would make a good like Jeopardy question.
Yeah. No, she was one of my first movie crushes when I was a kid. She was in that movie Carpool.
That's one I haven't seen.
Oh, yeah, that was the first time I saw her.
Nice. All right.
Damn, who's this girl? Yeah, I hope to do this again with you, Niall.
Yeah, this was cool, man. Maybe we'll do they'll have like another one, a third one. I don't know if they'll make this a trilogy, but why not?
How would you like not being insensitive to our viewers are just they are there, they all that.
They all no, I'm serious. Bring back Clea Duvall. Like what happened to her? Why not? Yeah.
She was in Argo. That's the last thing I saw that girl in. Yes.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, she was one of the people that was trapped behind the Iranian lines.
That was it, yeah. I would bring her back, honestly, if they want to make this like a straight to Netflix trilogy.
All that trilogy?
Yeah. If anyone's asking for that besides us or me. Yeah, so Kevin, are you working on anything for Cinephellas or looking forward to Sunday?
Yeah, basically, I'll say this again on the podcast on Sunday. I am going to see Dune in the 80-foot IMAX screen that I've talked about on the podcast sometimes in New York City. I got my tickets for the 23rd. I'm doing that. Right after this, Armando and I are reviewing the HBO limited series with Jessica Chastain and Oscar Isaac, Scenes from a Marriage, which is it was good. Obviously they're two great actors, but it was so depressing to watch. It was so depressing. But that review will be up probably around the same time this one's up. And Logan gave me a TV series to watch. First 5 episodes of this Apple TV show called The Invasion. I've watched one episode. It's pretty good. It's, Sam Neill's in it, and Sam Neill sounds like he's doing Tommy Lee Jones in No Country for Old Men because he plays a sheriff.
All right, cool.
And I think his name is Bell, and I think Tommy Lee Jones' name in the No Country for Old Men was Sheriff Bell.
Yeah.
I think. And Sam Neill's guy's name Bell. Yeah. So that's what I'm working on. How about you?
Well, for movies, I'm gonna watch that movie Last Night in Soho. I actually really want to see that. It's in theaters. I think October 29th. Edgar Wright and the girl from Jojo Rabbit and what's her name?
Thomasin McKenzie's from Jojo Rabbit and Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah. And oh god, I saw a trailer for the new Home Alone movie on Disney.
Well, we're gonna talk about that on Sunday.
We'll talk about that on Sunday.
But in short, guys, I think now I see Niall's expression. It's shit.
We'll save it. Yeah.
But that's all I'll say. That's the headline. It's shit.
No, just because I said Jojo Rabbit and it's the kid, so
yeah.
The connection. And I'm gonna check out this movie called Antlers with Kerry Russell.
Yes, that came out. That was supposed to come out like 2 years ago. They've been holding that one
forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna check that out, and obviously the Eternal Spider-Man. They have the new Batman trailer, which
tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about that on the podcast.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I have a friend who's not looking forward to it, and I'm like, why? And he's like, when you see the trailer, you'll know why. And I'm like, what does that even mean?
Wait, he saw it or something?
I don't know if he saw a leaked version, but he wouldn't tell me, and I kind of don't want to know. That's what the Cinephellas are working on, and I know Netflix tried to clickbait me into watching the sequel to She's All That, and hopefully we didn't clickbait you into this podcast. So until next time, I wish I had my bottle here to say it, but cheers. I love the Pennywise cup.
Thanks, man.